What's up, everyone? It's Brian from Exact Cybersecurity and IT. Welcome to another video where we're going to discuss the recent hack with Sony Entertainment. A new ransomware group called Ransomed.vc has decided to announce on their dark web leak site that they have breached the entire network of Sony Entertainment Corporation. They claim to have about 6,000 files in their possession that they will release, or they're threatening to release, if Sony Entertainment does not start negotiating with them for an extortion payment. So here's the interesting thing around this that I find interesting anyway, because this was one of my predictions in my podcast, Security Squawk, which you can check out here on YouTube or anywhere on the internet. Basically, there'll be links in the description and somewhere in this video, I'm sure. And then Security Squawk podcast at the end of 2022, I made the prediction that ransomware groups were going to start doing things and entering into extortion payment negotiations without the use of traditional encryption software like we see in ransomware events. That's something I feel like is going to happen this year, and going into 2024 will continue to happen, because let's look at it this way. It's way less efficient and way more costly for these ransomware groups to deploy this stuff and encrypt people's files than it is for them to steal it. So this is an interesting new twist with this group, because they feel like they can use the leverage of the EU's GDPR fines against Sony to try to get Sony to pay up. Meaning that if they can collectively do quick math and figure out that, hey, if this information gets into the hands of the public, or it's in our hands now, so you're technically in violation of GDPR, if we send this information to the right people, you're going to get fined this much. So they're coming at them probably with a number that's much lower in hopes of getting paid. And this is something that we're seeing across the board. It's not just this instance with Sony. We're seeing these groups just stealing data and not encrypting it and demanding payment because they're going to release the information to the public. It's a slick play. We'll see if it works. We'll see if Sony caves the demands. We'll see if the leverage of using the threat of being fined by the government actually makes businesses want to pay up. I don't necessarily know I'm buying into the strategy just yet, but we'll see how businesses and insurance companies and what have you react to this. But that's the deal. Ransomed.vc has claimed they've breached Sony Entertainment's network. They've stolen 6,000 files, and they want to actively negotiate with Sony in some kind of ransom payment or what have you. No files have been encrypted because this isn't a typical ransomware event like I described earlier. And Sony has yet to say anything publicly about this. We've only known about this for less than 24 hours now. So maybe Sony will come out and say something. Maybe they won't. Have you seen anything? Drop it in the comments. But again, Sony, this is about the third or fourth time in the last 10 years that they've had a major breach. Their PlayStation network went down, I think it was in 2011. And they had a bunch of movies and things like that stolen a few years ago. And those things got released out into the public. And a lot of information got released out to the public from that hack. So we find ourselves in a similar situation here with Sony. Again, looking at cyber criminals who are threatening them. We'll see if Sony engages. Like I said, this is new information, new stuff that's just come out. We'll do a deeper dive video later in the week on this Sony attack as we learn more. But here we go. New flavor of hacking group coming at Sony without encrypting data and demanding to be paid because they were able to successfully steal 6,000 files and other things from the Sony Entertainment's corporate network. So, update you all soon. Please like and subscribe to get notified when I put out that next deeper dive on the Sony hack. And we'll see you in the next video.